Good afternoon. I'm Jim Carney, and we're here at the Iowa State Bar Association headquarters office. It's October 3, and with me is Kurt Swaim. I would like to just say a couple words about Kurt. We were fortunate to have him serve in the Iowa legislature for many years, and he was a great ally for the bar when he was serving up there as a lawyer legislator. Now he's with the State Public Defender's Office. He's the Assistant State Public Defender, and we work with Kurt very closely on a lot of issues related to indigent defense. And he's going to talk to you today about a project that actually came into being about 2 years ago, and it's addressing a problem that we're having statewide, all over the state, but a couple problem areas in particular where we cannot get attorneys to handle indigent defense cases. So Kurt, take it over.
Well, thank you, Jim. It's always a pleasure to be with you, Jim, and I want to say, to start, thank you to Jim and Dwight and the bar for all that you do for us. You really have been with us throughout. You're a great ally, and we appreciate all that you've done, and particularly your taking the lead in terms of getting the increase in the hourly rate. That was crucial, and it's helped, but it hasn't solved the problem. And that's sort of part of the problem. The reason I'm here today is that in the latter part of the 2021 session of the Iowa legislature, we recognized that we were having increasingly difficult times getting rural attorneys to accept court appointments. Some urban areas too, but primarily in rural areas of Iowa. So we went to the legislature and discussed it with them, and what they authorized was for us to place 10 attorneys in rural parts of areas where it was particularly difficult to retain contract attorneys. And we selected these 10 areas very carefully because it's just areas where the local attorneys did not want the contract work, that the judges were in desperate need of contract attorneys, and the local bar did not particularly want to accept court appointments, and so we were facing a very difficult situation. So the legislature authorized us 10 additional FTEs throughout the state to place in rural parts of the Iowa, and so we did that. And the positive side, it's been a great program. I mean, it's been very well received by the boards of supervisors, by the county attorneys, by the local attorneys, by the judges, by everyone. It's a program that they love. It's been very positive. It's been very helpful, and it's helped solve the problem in the areas that we've selected. Now we've filled the positions in 7 of the 10 counties. We've filled them in Storm Lake. We filled them in Algona, Decorah. We filled them in Clinton. We put a spot in Davenport, although it's not a rural area. It was an area we were having particular issues with in terms of court appointments. So we put one of the attorneys in Davenport and one in Webster City that covers the Fort Dodge area as well. And so we've placed 7 of the attorneys now. I mentioned Clinton, I think I did, but we've mentioned 7. But I didn't mention Sheridan. We just hired an attorney for Lucas County. So we have attorneys in place in 7 of the 10 counties. We have leases in place in all 10 counties. And I mentioned the cooperation of the Board of Supervisors. They have been unbelievably cooperative. All of the counties offered us leases in the courthouse or an adjoining county building for a nominal rate of interest. Most of them are $10 a month for interest for our public defender there in the courthouse. There's one that didn't charge us anything, and one that charges $100, and that we're getting some additional benefit from that. I mean, we get a custodian that cleans the place. We get some additional benefit, but across the board, it's been $10 a month for these attorneys.
So Kurt, what are the 3 counties we need to fulfill?
Okay, so we are still empty in 3 important counties. Appanoose County, we are looking for an attorney there. We're looking for an attorney in Carroll County to fill that position, and we're looking at an attorney in Mount Ayr to fill the Ringgold County position.
And what do these positions pay, the range?
These are PD2 positions, so these are intermediate PD position. So they start at $70 or $70,000 and go up to nearly $108,000. They are full state benefits, medical insurance, dental benefits, health, all sorts of sick leave and IPERS and the whole gamut of state benefits. So we think that these are competitive positions, and so we would really appreciate your help in terms of locating attorneys who would help us fill these positions. We have always viewed these positions as being bridges to the local communities. I believe, I come from a rural community, I believe strongly that it's important to have a vital bar in our county seat towns. And we envision that these attorneys will establish themselves in these rural communities and become a part of the communities and eventually break off and establish their own practice or join up with another firm there. And that's great, and we want to do that to help to revitalize some of the rural communities where we need to have more local attorneys.
Can you just explain what's gone on around the state in terms of the decline in attorneys who are accepting indigent defense cases? I think 5, 6, 7 years ago, we were up over 1,000. Is that right?
When I came here, there were over 1,200 contract attorneys. Now that's a point of a little contention because there was a little extra in that number because there were some attorneys that were not really accepting many cases. But there were a good, as you say, there were a good 1,000 contract attorneys that were accepting cases. And I checked this morning, and there are now 596 contract attorneys throughout the state. So it's been a drastic decline in the number of attorneys that are willing to accept court appointments. So the bar has always been helpful to us, and we've always are so thankful for all that Dwight and all that you do for us, Jim. You've been great to work with, and we appreciate you folks all of you folks at the state bar, but we appreciate the local attorneys. They've been very supportive of us and helpful to us, and we're dependent on the contract attorneys. We just don't have enough public defenders, and it's just not practical to put public defenders in all the rural counties. And so we're dependent on you, so we're particularly seeking your help with these 3 positions in Appanoose County, in Carroll County, and in Mount Airy. Those are the 3 positions we have open, and there's a job posting right now, and we would love to have applicants for that position. And on a larger note, if there's anybody that's interested in court appointments, let us know. We are very flexible because we have the need out there. So if you want court appointments, we can get you connected so that you can have them.
Thank you very much, Kurt.
Thank you, Jim.